This is a presentation on growing hydroponic vegetables. I will be going into what is hydroponics, how the system works, why we should use this system, pros and the cons, and how to get started with your own hydroponic garden. So a hydroponic system is a way to grow plants where the plants are grown in a nutrient solution rather than in soil. Flowers, herbs, and vegetables are all planted in various ways, all without soil, and supplied with nutrient-rich solutions, oxygen, and water. Hydroponics is a way of growing plants by giving them exactly what they need when they need it. You are able to control everything like the temperature, pH balance, how much light they get, and for how long, and the exposure to nutrients and water at all times. There are various ways to grow hydroponics. In some, plant roots actually dangle in the water. In other hydroponic gardens, plants grow in some sort of soil substitute, such as peat moss, aged bark, and clay pebbles. And because there is no soil, lots of pests and diseases do not show up. Let's take a look at one of the simplest and most popular methods, deep water culture. There are three critical parts to this solution: oxygen, water, and nutrients. It's called deep water culture for two reasons. One, you grow in a reservoir that can hold a decent amount of water, and two, because the majority of the root mass is submerged underwater. The drip system is an easy to understand and very efficient way to do hydroponics. This is both cost effective and easy to manage. This system allows nutrients-rich water to flow with gravity to drip down through the root system of the plants, usually used for larger crops, and this can also be a recirculating system or a non-circulating system. Nutrient film technique, or NFT, is popular among people growing smaller plants like lettuce and herbs. Plants will grow in baskets with small soilless plugs, usually in a long line down in a covered tray. A constant stream of nutrient solution flows down from the grazing tip, flows down the line, grazing the tips of the suspended roots, giving them both water and oxygen. Some pros using this system: up to 90% more efficient use of water, production increases 3 to 10 times, many plants grow twice as fast, decreasing time between harvest and consumption increases nutritional value, and they can grow anywhere in the world. Some of the cons would be installing a hydroponic system is going to cost money. More supervision is required for healthy plants. Mistakes or system errors affect plants much faster without the soil acting as a buffer. Hydroponics are also affected by power outages, and they requires a better use of water. Waterborne illnesses and disease also spread faster. The first step to starting your own hydroponic system is to pick out what method you would use. By far, the easiest method would be to use the deep water culture. It requires the least amount of materials compared to the others. You can even make it without buying a kit online, and it's the easiest to tend to. In a deep water culture hydroponic system, you fill up a reservoir with your nutrient solution and then suspend your plant's roots in that solution so they receive a steady continuous supply of water, oxygen, and nutrients. Then a continuous oxygen supply is added to the water. The most common way that growers oxygenate this nutrient solution reservoir is with an air pump and an air stone to pump bubbles into it. The easiest way to get started with a hydroponic system is a 5-gallon bucket method. This is for only one plant, but as a beginner it's best. You can easily watch over your plant, and if you end up making mistakes or the system fails, then you're not taking a huge loss. To set this up, you really only need about $25 and an hour of your time. The first step to building your 5-gallon hydroponic system is to get all the materials you need. This is easy and inexpensive. You will need one 5-gallon bucket. You can find this at Walmart for $3. Next, you will need a net cup, which is $2 on Amazon. You will need an air stone, which is $10 on Amazon, and an air pump, which is anywhere from $10 to $400. But this project, you can go ahead and get the cheaper option. So first, you're going to need to assemble your hydroponic system. So get a drill and drill a hole in the top of the 5-gallon bucket. You will need this hole to be big enough to put the air hose that comes with the pump through and down to the bottom of the bucket. Once you drill your hole, take the air hose and pull it through. Make sure it's touching the bottom of the bucket. The air stone that you bought has a small port on the side of it. This is for incoming air to be able to circulate through the stone and into the water. Take your air stone and take the air tube and slip the tube onto the port. It should fit snug, no problem. Now that you have this, put it in the bottom of your bucket. Fill your bucket with around 4 gallons of water and now plug in your air pump and turn it on. You want a nice steady flow of bubbles coming to the top of your water. This is only going to give your plants, this is going to give your plants plenty of oxygen. It is also going to create humidity, which is also good for your plants. You can now also take your net cup and put it onto the top. The bottom of your net cup should only just touch the water. You should locate your hydroponic system where your plants can get 6 hours of sunlight per day. That is what's best. Sunlight provides all the lighting that your plants need to grow correctly. And if you can't, then you will have to provide artificial lighting using your own indoor grow lights. When you're just getting started growing hydroponically, you should try to eliminate all the things you might do that might go wrong. That is why you should use live plants instead of trying to grow seeds for your first time. This is called cloning. Using herbs as an example, take an herb seedling and gently remove it from the soil, wash away all the dirt from the roots of the plant, and then add it to your net pot as the lid of your bucket. You want to be using reverse osmosis water for your nutrient solution because if you don't, you can kill your plants. Also, if you're using reverse osmosis water, and especially if you're using tap water, you need to know that the pH is an important factor. A pH testing kit to test your water is always important. Now that you are ready to grow your own hydroponic vegetables, there are plenty of articles and tutorials online if you get lost. YouTube is a great source to learn how hydroponics work. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed my presentation.